arms crossed and voice cutting like glass. "You can't sit there with that mug." "It's against HOA rules," she barked, pointing at the steaming cup in my hand. I almost laughed. I was literally just drinking coffee on my own porch, but her face burned red. Phone in hand like she was ready to call the cops over caffeine. Neighbors peeked through blinds. A few stepped onto their lawns watching the spectacle. I kept calm, sipping slowly, which only made her angrier. "You think this is funny?" she snapped. "That's a 500 fine." She yanked a paper from her clipboard, scribbled with misspelled words and a messy signature. It wasn't even official HOA stationery, just a photocopy she'd slapped together. She leaned closer, her voice dropping to a threat. "Pay it, or I'll have your house locked up by the weekend." My wife, leaning against the porch rail, raised an eyebrow but stayed quiet. She gave me that look, the one that said, "Let her bury herself." Karen smirked, thinking she had me cornered. What she didn't know was this wasn't just my porch. This entire neighborhood sat on land with a history she had no clue about, and she was about to find out. She dialed 911, shouting into the phone. Within minutes, red and blue lights splashed across the houses. A police cruiser stopped in front. Karen grinned like she'd already won. "Finally," she said, strutting toward the curb. "Officer, arrest him. He's violating HOA regulations." The officer stepped out, serious but already looking confused. Karen shoved the clipboard at him, voice loud enough for everyone. "He's drinking coffee on his porch without HOA approval. Fine him, tow his car. Do whatever it takes. He's been a problem since day one." A man across the street muttered, "He's literally just drinking coffee." The neighbors shifted, uncomfortable. But Karen ignored them, puffing up like queen of the block. The officer frowned at the paper. "Ma'am, where did you get this?" "It's an official HOA violation," she snapped. "I'm the president. My word is law." I leaned back, finishing the last sip of coffee. My wife hid a smile. Then I stood, walked calmly to the officer, and said, "That paper's fake. She's been handing them out for months." Karen's face twitched. "Lies! He's trespassing on HOA property," she shrieked, pointing at the porch attached to my house. The officer looked at me, waiting. That's when I dropped the first twist. I pulled a folded document from my back pocket, something I'd been carrying ever since Karen's nonsense began. "Here's the county record," I said, holding it up. "Not only is this my land, but the HOA has no legal authority over me. And more than that." I paused, letting the silence stretch. Neighbors leaned in. This entire neighborhood sits on land owned by me. Karen's jaw dropped. The officer's eyebrows shot up as he scanned the deed. Neighbors buzzed with whispers. For once, Karen had no words.